First contact and deception. The vast emptiness of space erupted into a dazzling display of light as the Galactic Confederation fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system. Admiral Zorax, towering figure with iridescent scales and 4 piercing eyes, stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Voyager, his gaze fixed on the main view screen, which displayed a familiar sight: a yellow dwarf star orbited by a handful of planets. "Report," Zorax commanded, his dual-toned voice reverberating through the ship's command center. Science Officer Kelma, a slender being with translucent skin that pulsed with bioluminescent patterns, moved her 6-fingered hands gracefully over the holographic interface. "Admiral, initial scans confirm our intelligence reports. 8 planets orbiting the star, with the 3rd planet showing clear signs of civilization." Zorax's upper eyes narrowed with interest while his lower pair focused on the data scrolling across a nearby console. "Inhabited, you say? Show me." The view screen flickered, zooming in on a blue and green orb shrouded in wispy white clouds. Kelma continued her report. "The planet's atmosphere is primarily nitrogen and oxygen. Surface scans indicate vast bodies of water and multiple land masses. And sir, we're detecting artificial satellites and rudimentary space stations in low orbit." A low murmur of excitement rippled through the bridge crew. First contact was always a momentous occasion for the Galactic Confederation, though they had long since grown accustomed to encountering species far less advanced than themselves. "Life signs?" Zorax inquired, his lower set of arms clasped behind his back while his upper pair gestured towards the screen. "Billions, sir," Kelma replied, her voice tinged with surprise. "The dominant species appears to be Bictal, carbon-based life forms. They've spread across most of the habitable land masses." Zorax nodded, his expression thoughtful. "And their level of technological advancement?" Kelma hesitated for a moment, double-checking her readings. "Primitive by our standards, Admiral. They've achieved basic spaceflight capabilities, but their technology seems to be primarily focused on their planetary environment. No signs of faster-than-light travel or advanced energy weapons." A small smile played across Zorax's lips. "Another fledgling species. How quaint." He turned to his second-in-command, Sub-Admiral Vextor. "Prepare a first contact protocol. We'll observe them for a standard cycle before making our presence known." As the Confederation fleet took up positions around the outskirts of the solar system, they remained blissfully unaware that their arrival had not gone unnoticed. Deep within a secret underground facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, alarms blared as advanced sensor arrays detected the sudden appearance of the alien vessels. Dr. Samantha Chen, director of Earth's Clandestine Extraterrestrial Defense Initiative, EDI, strode purposefully into the command center. Her eyes scanned the holographic display, showing the alien fleet's position. "Status report," she barked, her voice calm but authoritative. Dr. Marcus Reeves, the lead scientist of EDI, looked up from his console, his face a mixture of excitement and concern. "Director, our long-range quantum sensors picked up a massive energy surge at the edge of the solar system. Moments later, we detected multiple large vessels entering the area. They're unlike anything we've ever seen before." Chen's eyes narrowed as she studied the holographic representation of the alien ships. "Have they made any aggressive moves?" "Negative," replied Colonel Jack Harper, the facility's tactical officer. "They've spread out in a standard observation formation. It looks like they're settling in to watch us." A tense silence fell over the command center as the implications of this moment sank in. Humanity had long prepared for this day, but now that it had arrived, the weight of responsibility felt immense. Dr. Chen took a deep breath, her mind racing through the countless scenarios they had wargamed over the years. "All right, people, this is what we've trained for. Initiate Protocol Omega. I want all EDI facilities worldwide on high alert, but maintain normal operations on the surface. As far as these aliens are concerned, We're just another primitive species fumbling our way into space. As her team sprang into action, Chen couldn't help but feel a glimmer of pride. For decades, humanity had secretly prepared for this moment, all while maintaining a carefully crafted illusion of technological inferiority. Hidden beneath the surface of the Earth, concealed on the far side of the Moon, and disguised as mundane satellites were marvels of engineering and scientific breakthroughs that would shock even the most advanced civilizations. Back on the Confederation flagship, Admiral Zorax watched with mild amusement as the primitive satellites of the Earth continued their predictable orbits. These humans, he mused aloud, they remind me of the Kethrani when we first encountered them. So full of potential, yet so unaware of the vastness of the galaxy. Science Officer Kelma approached, her datapad displaying a stream of information about Earth. Admiral, I've compiled an initial report on human civilization. They appear to be a fractious species, divided into numerous nation-states. Their history is marked by frequent conflicts, yet they've also shown remarkable resilience and adaptability. Zorax nodded, his forearms gesticulating as he spoke. A common trait among young species, they'll learn unity once they understand their place in the galactic community. He paused, considering his next move. Prepare a small scout ship. I want a closer look at their largest population centers. Ensure our cloaking technology is at full capacity. We wouldn't want to cause a panic among the natives. As the Confederation began their covert observations of Earth, they remained oblivious to the watchful eyes tracking their every move. In orbit around Jupiter, disguised as an unremarkable asteroid, a state-of-the-art human monitoring station kept a vigilant watch on the alien fleet. Lieutenant Emma Rodriguez, the station's commanding officer, spoke in hushed tones to her team. Remember, people, absolute radio silence. As far as these aliens are concerned, we're nothing more than a chunk of rock. She turned to her sensor specialist. What's the status of the quantum entanglement communicator? Online and secure, ma'am. The specialist replied. We can transmit to EDI headquarters without any risk of detection. Rodriguez nodded, her eyes never leaving the holographic display, showing the alien scout ship's trajectory. Good. Keep a close eye on that scout. The moment it enters Earth's atmosphere, I want to know about it. As the hours ticked by, the tension on both sides continued to build. The Confederation, confident in their technological superiority, began to formulate plans for guiding this young species into the galactic fold. Little did they know that beneath the seemingly primitive exterior, humanity was poised to shatter their preconceptions. In the EDI facility, Dr. Chen stood before a group of world leaders connected via secure quantum channels. Her voice was steady as she addressed them. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've long anticipated has arrived. An alien civilization has entered our solar system, and they're watching us. The faces on the screen showed a mix of emotions: fear, excitement, determination. Chen continued, for now, they seem to view us as a primitive, non-threatening species. This gives us a crucial advantage. I propose we maintain this illusion for as long as possible while we complete the final preparations of our defense systems. The President of the United States, her face etched with the weight of the moment, spoke up. And if they decide to make contact before we're ready? Chen's expression remained resolute. Then we stick to the plan. We play the part of the awestruck primitive species, all while our real forces remain hidden and ready. The element of surprise may be our greatest weapon. As the leaders debated and plans were set in motion, humanity stood on the precipice of a new era. In the vast theater of space, a cosmic drama was unfolding, one that would challenge the Confederation's assumptions and showcase humanity's ingenuity and spirit. Admiral Zorax, blissfully unaware of the true nature of the species he was observing, gave the order for the scout ship to begin its approach to Earth. Remember, he instructed the scout team, observe only. We must gather as much information as possible before we initiate first contact. As the sleek Confederation vessel slipped into Earth's atmosphere, cloaked from all conventional methods of detection, both sides prepared for a confrontation that would shape the destiny of two civilizations. The Confederation, confident in their superiority, and humanity, armed with the power of deception and innovation, were on a collision course that would send shockwaves through the galaxy. The stage was set, the players were in position, and the greatest revelation in human history was about to unfold. As the alien scout ship descended towards the blue planet, neither the observers nor the observed fully grasped the magnitude of the events that were about to transpire. Events that would challenge the very notion of what it means to be an advanced civilization. In the EDI Command Center, Dr. Chen watched the holographic representation of the alien scout ship with a mixture of anticipation and resolve. She turned to her team, her voice steady and determined. "This is it, people. Everything we've worked for comes down to this moment. Remember, we're not just protecting Earth, we're fighting for humanity's place among the stars." As the alien scout ship breached the upper atmosphere, humanity held its breath, poised on the knife edge between revelation and deception. The cosmic chess game had begun, and the fate of Earth hung in the balance. The hidden weapon. Dr. Elora Vance stood before a massive holographic display, her eyes darting between streams of data and 3D renderings of complex machinery. The cavernous underground chamber hummed with the energy of countless supercomputers and experimental quantum processors. This was the heart of Project Nightfall, humanity's ace in the hole. "Status report," Ilara commanded, her voice echoing through the facility. Dr. Aiden Chen, her second in command, and no relation to EDI Director Samantha Chen, stepped forward. "The AI core is stable, Doctor. We've successfully integrated the quantum neural network, and the learning algorithms are performing beyond our initial projections." Ilara nodded, a slight smile playing at the corners of her mouth. "And the integration with the defense grid?" "Seamless," Aiden replied, unable to hide the pride in his voice. "The Silent Sentinel can now interface with every satellite, ground-based installation, and hidden orbital platform in our network. Response times are, well, they're practically instantaneous." For decades, while the world believed that humanity was taking its first tentative steps into space, a select group of scientists, engineers, and military personnel had been working tirelessly on a project that would redefine the balance of power in the galaxy. The Silent Sentinel was more than just an advanced AI. It was a fully integrated defense system that leveraged technologies far beyond what even the Galactic Confederation believed possible. Quantum computing, dark matter manipulation, and even rudimentary control over gravitational fields. These were just a few of the breakthroughs that had been kept hidden from the world and, by extension, from the watchful eyes of alien observers. Laura turned to face the center of the room, where a pulsing orb of light hovered above a circular platform. "Sentinel," she called out, "run simulation Delta 9. The orb flickered, and a soft, androgynous voice filled the chamber. "Initiating simulation Delta 9. Parameters: full-scale invasion by a technologically superior force. Objectives: preserve human life, protect critical infrastructure, and repel the invasion force." The holographic display erupted into a dazzling representation of Earth and its surrounding space. Thousands of enemy ships appeared, their weapons charging. In response, seemingly innocuous satellites transformed, revealing hidden weapon systems. Stealth platforms decloaked in strategic locations, and ground-based installations activated advanced shield technologies. The simulated battle that followed was nothing short of awe-inspiring. The Silent Sentinel coordinated Earth's defenses with inhuman speed and precision, anticipating enemy movements and adapting strategies in real time. Within minutes, the invasion force was in disarray, caught off guard by weapons and defenses they never knew existed. As the simulation concluded, a stunned silence fell over the room. Ilara was the first to speak. "Impressive, Sentinel. Your performance exceeds our most optimistic projections. Thank you, Dr. Vance, the AI responded. I must note, however, that this simulation assumes our technological superiority remains unknown to the enemy. In a real-world scenario, the element of surprise will be crucial to our success. Lara nodded gravely. Agreed. Which is why secrecy remains our top priority. Just then, an alert chimed on Aiden's wrist device. He frowned as he read the message. Dr. Vance, we're being summoned to an emergency meeting with the EDI leadership. It seems there's been a development with our alien visitors. As Ilara and Aiden made their way to the high-security briefing room, tensions were rising in the upper echelons of Earth's hidden defense network. EDI Director Samantha Chen paced the length of the briefing room, her face a mask of concern. Around the table sat the heads of various EDI departments, along with key military and political figures. As Ilara and Aiden entered, all eyes turned to them. Dr. Vance, Chen began without preamble. We may need to accelerate our timeline. The Confederation scout ship has been increasingly bold in its observations. We fear they may be preparing for official first contact sooner than we anticipated. General Miguel Santos, the grizzled head of EDI's military arm, leaned forward. We should reveal our true capabilities now, show these aliens that we're not to be trifled with, and risk provoking a war we might not be prepared for, countered Dr. Yuki Tanaka, head of xenobiology. We still don't fully understand their capabilities or their culture. A show of force could be disastrous. The room erupted into heated debate, with arguments flying back and forth. Ilara listened silently, her mind racing through potential scenarios. Finally, she cleared her throat, and the room fell quiet. Director Chen, Ilara began, her voice calm but authoritative. The Silent Sentinel is ready. We've run countless simulations, and its performance is beyond anything we'd hoped for. However, she paused, looking around the room. I agree with Dr. Tanaka. Revealing our true technological level prematurely could have unforeseen consequences. She turned to the holographic display at the center of the table, which showed the positions of the Confederation fleet. We need more time to understand their intentions and to fine-tune our own systems. I propose we accelerate the final stages of deployment, but maintain our facade of technological inferiority. Director Chen nodded slowly. And if they force our hand? Ilara's expression hardened. Then we'll be ready to show them that humanity is not to be underestimated. As the meeting continued, strategies were debated and plans were refined. The fate of humanity hung in the balance, with the Silent Sentinel standing as the hidden guardian between Earth and potential subjugation. Meanwhile, high above the Earth, the Confederation scout ship glided silently through the atmosphere, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to what they believed were humanity's primitive detection systems. Captain Lyrex, a veteran of countless first contact missions, watched the cityscape of Tokyo pass beneath them with a mixture of fascination and pity. Such a waste of resources, he mused aloud. Their cities are so inefficient, their technology so crude. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Zera, nodded in agreement. It's hard to believe they've managed to achieve spaceflight at all. Their propulsion systems are laughably primitive. As they continued their observations, neither of them noticed the nearly imperceptible flicker of a quantum-entangled particle detector hidden within a seemingly ordinary weather satellite. In the EDI command center, alarms silently alerted the staff to the alien ship's presence. Back on the Confederation flagship, Admiral Zorax reviewed the latest reports from the scout ship with growing impatience. They've been down there for days, he grumbled. Surely we have enough information to proceed with first contact. Science Officer Kelma approached cautiously. Admiral, if I may, there's something odd about the humans' technological development. Their progress seems inconsistent. Zorax's 4 eyes focused on her intently. Explain. Well, Kelna began, calling up a holographic display. Their space technology is primitive, yes, but in other areas, computer science, for example, they seem to be advancing at an unusually rapid pace. It's as if what? Zorax prompted. Kelma hesitated. As if they're hiding something. But that's impossible. No species at their level of development could conceal anything significant from our sensors. Admiral Zorax pondered this for a moment before dismissing the notion with a wave of his hand. You're overthinking it, Kelma. It's not uncommon for young species to develop unevenly. Prepare the first contact protocols. It's time we introduced ourselves to our new galactic neighbors. As the Confederation fleet began to move into position for their grand reveal, the EDI Command Center erupted into action. They're on the move, Colonel Harper shouted, his eyes fixed on the holographic display. Director Chen's voice cut through the chaos. This is not a drill, people. Initiate Protocol Omega. I want every hidden defense system on standby. But do not, I repeat, do not activate anything that could give away our true capabilities. She turned to Dr. Vance. Ilara, is the Silent Sentinel ready? Ilara nodded grimly. Ready and waiting, Director. At your command. It can take control of our entire defense network in microseconds. Chen took a deep breath, the weight of humanity's future heavy on her shoulders. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. For now, we play the part of the awestruck primitive species. But make no mistake, if these aliens show any sign of hostility, we'll show them just how primitive we really are. As the Confederation fleet descended through Earth's atmosphere, their ships decloaking in a dazzling display of light and technology, humanity collectively held its breath. On the surface, the world reacted with a mixture of fear, awe, and excitement, exactly as the EDI had planned. But deep underground, in secret bunkers and hidden facilities around the globe, Earth's true defenders watched and waited. The Silent Sentinel, humanity's hidden weapon, stood ready to protect its creators from whatever the stars might throw at them. The cosmic chess game had entered its next phase, and the stakes could not have been higher. As Admiral Zorax prepared to address the people of Earth, believing he was about to guide another primitive species into the galactic community, he remained blissfully unaware of the technological giant that slumbered beneath the surface, waiting for the moment to awaken and change the course of galactic history forever. Escalation and revelation. The skies above every major city on Earth shimmered with an otherworldly light as the Galactic Confederation's ships took up position in low orbit. Crowds gathered in streets, parks, and rooftops, their faces a mixture of awe, fear, and wonder. News channels across the globe broadcast live footage of the alien vessels, their sleek designs unlike anything humanity had ever seen, at least as far as the public knew. In the White House Situation Room, President Elena Rodriguez watched the events unfold with a carefully crafted expression of amazement. Surrounded by her top advisors and military brass, she played the role of a leader confronting the unknown. But beneath the act, her mind raced with the knowledge of humanity's true capabilities and the delicate game they were playing. Madam President, her chief of staff, whispered, "It's time." Rodriguez nodded, taking a deep breath before stepping in front of the cameras that would broadcast her address to the nation and the world. As she began to speak, her words carefully chosen to convey both welcome and caution, the real action was taking place far from the public eye. In the EDI Command Center, Director Samantha Chen and her team monitored every movement of the Confederation fleet. Dr. Ilara Vance stood beside her, ready to activate the Silent Sentinel at a moment's notice. "They're initiating a global communication," Colonel Harper announced, his fingers dancing over holographic controls. Chen nodded. "Let it through. Let's hear what they have to say." The main screen flickered to life, revealing the imposing figure of Admiral Zorax. His 4 eyes scanned the room, seemingly making contact with each person present, despite the transmission being one way. "People of Earth," Zorax began, His voice translated into every major language simultaneously. "I am Admiral Zorax of the Galactic Confederation. We come in peace, bringing greetings from the stars and an invitation to join the greater galactic community." As Zorax continued his speech, outlining the Confederation's role as guardians and mentors to developing species, the EDI team listened intently, analyzing every word for hidden meanings or potential threats. They're positioning themselves as benevolent overlords, Dr. Vance murmured, her eyes narrowing. Chen nodded grimly. Typical colonial mindset. They see us as children to be guided or controlled. Over the next few weeks, the Confederation established a more permanent presence on Earth. They set up a base of operations in a neutral location agreed upon by the United Nations, and began the process of integrating humanity into galactic society. At first, things progressed smoothly. The Confederation shared some of their less advanced technologies, breakthroughs in medical science, cleaner energy production methods, and more efficient food production techniques. To the public, it seemed like the dawn of a new golden age for humanity. But behind the scenes, tensions were mounting. The Confederation's guidance began to feel more and more like interference. They started making suggestions about restructuring global governance, pushing for the dissolution of nation-states in favor of a unified Earth government, one that would conveniently be more easily controlled by the Confederation. In a secure meeting room deep within the EDI facility, Earth's hidden leaders gathered to discuss the escalating situation. "They're tightening the noose," General Santos growled, slamming his fist on the table. "Every day, they push a little further, demand a little more. It's time we showed them what we're really capable of." Dr. Tanaka shook her head vehemently. "And risk open conflict. We still don't fully understand their military capabilities. The Silent Sentinel is impressive, but we've never tested it in actual combat against an advanced alien species." President Rodriguez, present via quantum encrypted hologram, raised her hand for silence. "What about the intel from our undercover operatives? Have we learned anything new about the Confederation's true intentions?" Director Chen stepped forward, her face grim. "Madam President, our agents have uncovered disturbing information. It seems there's a faction within the Confederation pushing for more forceful methods of bringing Earth into the fold." A murmur of concern rippled through the room. Chen continued, "Led by Sub-Admiral Vextor, this group believes that humanity is too fractious and unpredictable to be trusted with even limited autonomy. They're advocating for direct control, possibly even limited orbital bombardment to, in their words, pacify the more rebellious elements." The room erupted into angry shouts and heated arguments. President Rodriguez raised her voice to be heard over the din. "Enough. We knew this day might come. The question now is, do we maintain our deception, or do we reveal our true capabilities and risk open conflict?" As the debate raged on, events in orbit were quickly spiraling out of control. Aboard the Confederation flagship, Admiral Zorax found himself in a heated argument with Sub-Admiral Vextor. "This softly approach isn't working, Admiral," Vextor hissed, his scales flushing with anger. "The humans are resisting our guidance at every turn. They cling to their outdated notions of sovereignty and independence. It's time we showed them the true might of the Confederation." Zorax's four eyes narrowed dangerously. "Need I remind you, Sub-Admiral, that I am in command here? We will continue with the established protocols for integrating new species. The humans will come around in time." Vextor's tail lashed in frustration. "And if they don't, what then? Do we allow a primitive, violent species to potentially destabilize the entire sector? We should act now, while we still have the element of surprise." "Enough," Zorax roared, rising to his full, impressive height. "This discussion is over. Return to your duties, Sub-Admiral, and do not question my orders again." As Vextor stormed out of the Admiral's quarters, neither of them noticed the small, insect-like drone that had been recording their entire conversation. Hidden in plain sight, The Advanced Earth Surveillance Device transmitted the encrypted data back to EDI headquarters. In the EDI command center, the mood was tense as the team reviewed the intercepted conversation. "It's worse than we thought," Chen muttered, her face pale. "This Vextor character is pushing hard for military action. If he manages to sway enough of the Confederation leadership," Dr. Vance finished the thought, "we could be looking at a full-scale invasion." President Rodriguez's hologram flickered as she paced back and forth. "We need more time. If we reveal our true capabilities now, we risk pushing the moderates within the Confederation into Vextor's camp. But if we wait too long, we may not have a choice." "Madam President," General Santos interjected, "our intelligence suggests that Vextor is gathering support among the Confederation fleet. He may act with or without official sanction." As if on cue, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. Colonel Harper's voice cut through the chaos. "Multiple Confederation ships breaking formation. They're powering up weapons systems." Chen's voice was steady as she issued orders. "Initiate Protocol Omega Red. All EDI personnel to battle stations. Dr. Vance, prepare to bring the Silent Sentinel online." President Rodriguez's hologram straightened, her jaw set with determination. "Do it. It's time to show the Confederation that humanity is not to be trifled with." As the EDI facility erupted into action, Dr. Vance approached the pulsing orb of light that represented the Silent Sentinel's interface. "Sentinel," she called out, her voice clear and commanding. "Initiate full defense protocols." Authorization. Vance Alpha 17 Zulu. The orb pulsed brightly, and the AI's calm voice filled the room. Authorization confirmed. Full defense protocols initiated, integrating with all Earth defense systems, assessing threat level and formulating response strategies. Around the world, hidden defense installations hummed to life. Seemingly ordinary satellites reconfigured themselves into advanced weapon platforms. Stealth ships, hidden in the dark side of the moon and in the asteroid belt, powered up their engines. In orbit, Sub-Admiral Vextor watched with satisfaction as his loyalist ships moved into attack position. "The time for half measures is over," he growled to his bridge crew. "We'll show these primitives the true might of the Confederation and crush any resistance before it can begin." But as his ships prepared to launch their first salvo against Earth's major cities, Vextor was about to learn that humanity was far from primitive, and that the hunters were about to become the hunted. The stage was set for a battle that would determine not just the fate of Earth, but the balance of power in the entire galaxy. As both sides prepared for conflict, the true capabilities of the Silent Sentinel were about to be tested in the crucible of war. In the EDI command center, Director Chen took a deep breath, steeling herself for what was to come. "May whatever gods there are have mercy on us all," she whispered, "because the Silent Sentinel certainly won't." With that, she gave the final command. "Sentinel, execute Defense Plan Alpha. Show them what humanity can do." And with that order, the greatest revelation in human history began to unfold, as Earth's hidden guardian prepared to shatter the Confederation's expectations and change the course of galactic history forever. The battle for Earth. The Silent Sentinel's activation was like a switch being flipped across the globe. In an instant, Earth's hidden defenses sprang to life with a synchronicity and precision that would have been impossible without the AI's guidance. As Vextor's ships launched their first salvo towards Earth, expecting to encounter minimal resistance, they were met instead with a dazzling display of technological prowess that caught them completely off guard. Seemingly innocuous satellites suddenly transformed, revealing advanced energy shields that easily deflected the Confederation's weapons. From the dark side of the moon, stealth ships decloaked, their sleek designs a testament to humanity's hidden progress in space technology. In the EDI command center, holographic displays showed the unfolding battle in real time. Director Chen watched in awe as the Silent Sentinel coordinated Earth's defenses with inhuman speed and precision. "Sentinel, status report," she commanded. The AI's calm voice filled the room. Enemy attack repelled. No damage to Earth's defense systems or civilian populations. Initiating counteroffensive measures. Dr. Vance's eyes widened as she saw the battle plan unfold on the screens. "My God," she whispered, "it's beautiful." Earth's hidden fleet moved with a fluidity that seemed almost organic, adapting to the Confederation's tactics faster than their alien opponents could react. Advanced weapon systems, the product of decades of secret development, lit up the sky with bursts of energy that effortlessly pierced the Confederation's shields. Aboard his flagship, Vextor watched in horror as his carefully planned attack crumbled in the face of Earth's unexpected resistance. "Impossible," he roared, his scales flushing dark with rage and fear. These primitives couldn't possibly have this level of technology. As if in answer to his outburst, a transmission cut through the chaos of battle. Admiral Zorax's face appeared on the main view screen, his expression a mixture of anger and disbelief. "Vextor," Zorax bellowed, "cease this madness immediately. You've started a war based on false assumptions and your own arrogance." But it was too late. The battle had taken on a life of its own, and the silent sentinel was not about to let up on its relentless defense of Earth. In orbit and in the skies above every continent, the conflict raged. Confederation ships, once thought invincible, felt of Earth's advanced weaponry. The silent sentinel's predictive algorithms allowed human forces to anticipate and counter every move the aliens made. Yet, even in the heat of battle, the AI showed a level of restraint that surprised its human creators. It focused on disabling enemy ships rather than destroying them outright, minimizing loss of life on both sides. As the tide of battle turned decisively in Earth's favor, Admiral Zorax made a decision that would change the course of galactic history. He opened a channel to Earth's leaders. "People of Earth," he began, his voice heavy with humility. "On behalf of the Galactic Confederation, I offer our unconditional surrender. We have grievously underestimated you, and in doing so, have violated our own principles. I humbly request a ceasefire and the opportunity to make amends." In the EDI Command Center, a stunned silence fell over the room. Director Chen turned to President Rodriguez's hologram. "Madam President, the next move is yours." Rodriguez nodded solemnly. "Accept the surrender, but maintain battle readiness. It's time we showed the Confederation who they're really dealing with." As the ceasefire took hold and the dust of battle began to settle, both humanity and the Galactic Confederation found themselves on the brink of a new era, one that neither side could have anticipated when this conflict began. Part 5. A new galactic order. In the weeks following the battle for Earth, the galaxy held its breath. The defeat of a significant Confederation force by a supposedly primitive species sent shockwaves through galactic society. As news spread of Earth's true technological capabilities, the balance of power that had held for millennia began to shift. On Earth, the aftermath of the battle brought both celebration and introspection. The public, initially shocked by the revelation of humanity's hidden advancements, quickly rallied around their leaders and the EDI. The long-held deception was forgiven in light of its necessity and ultimate success in preserving Earth's independence. In a historic address to the United Nations, now expanded to include representatives from every nation on Earth, President Rodriguez unveiled the full scope of humanity's technological achievements. "For decades, we have worked in secret, united despite our surface divisions, to ensure humanity's place among the stars," she declared. "The silent sentinel, our hidden guardian, stands as a testament to human ingenuity and our unwavering spirit. But with great power comes great responsibility. As we step onto the galactic stage, we must do so not as conquerors, but as partners in progress." Meanwhile, aboard the Confederation flagship, now in a stable orbit around Earth as a sign of good faith, Admiral Zorax faced the most challenging task of his long career. In a conversation with the Confederation's ruling council, transmitted via quantum entanglement, He made a case that would reshape galactic politics. Esteemed counselors, Zorax began, his 4 eyes reflecting the gravity of the moment. We have made a grave error in our assessment of humanity. Their technological achievements, their unity in the face of a perceived threat, and most importantly, their restraint in victory, all point to a species ready to join us not as subordinates, but as equals. The council chambers erupted into heated debate. Some members called for a full military response to the human threat, while others saw the potential for a new ally in a galaxy that had grown stagnant under Confederation rule. In the end, pragmatism won out. The Confederation, while vast, could not afford a prolonged conflict with a species that had so thoroughly demonstrated its capabilities. A new approach was needed. On Earth, in a specially constructed chamber designed to accommodate both human and alien dignitaries, a historic meeting took place. President Rodriguez, Director Chen, and Dr. Vance sat across from Admiral Zorax and a delegation of Confederation representatives. We stand at a crossroads, Rodriguez began, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's future. The conflict born of misunderstanding and arrogance has opened the door to a new era of cooperation. We propose a restructuring of the Galactic Confederation, with Earth as a founding member of a new Galactic Council. Zorax nodded slowly. Your proposal has merit, Madam President, but I must ask, how can we trust that humanity will not use its hidden capabilities to dominate the galaxy as we once sought to do? It was Dr. Vance who answered, stepping forward with a datapad in hand. Admiral, we propose complete technological transparency between our civilizations. Moreover, we offer to share our advancements in AI technology, specifically, an adaptation of the Silent Sentinel's core algorithms that could serve as an impartial mediator for galactic affairs. The negotiations lasted for days, broadcast across Earth and to every corner of the Confederation. Humanity's representatives deftly balanced assertiveness with diplomacy, their hidden strengths now serving as a foundation for mutual respect rather than fear. In the end, a new galactic charter was drawn up. The Galactic Confederation would be dissolved, replaced by the Interstellar Alliance, a cooperative body of equals, with Earth playing a central role in its formation and governance. As the final agreements were signed and the new era dawned, Director Chen found a quiet moment alone with Dr. Vance, watching the Earth rise from the lunar observatory. Do you think we did the right thing? Chen asked softly, revealing everything, changing the course of galactic history. Vance smiled, her eyes reflecting the blue marble of their home planet. We did what humanity has always done. Adapted, survived, and found a way to thrive. The path ahead won't be easy, but for the first time, we're facing the future on our own terms. As if in agreement, the Silent Sentinel's voice emanated from a nearby console. New galactic parameters integrated, adjusting long-term strategic models, probability of sustained peace and mutual prosperity, 78.3% and rising. Chen chuckled. Well, I suppose that's as close to a happy ending as we can hope for in this vast, unpredictable universe. As news of the Interstellar Alliance spread across the galaxy, species that had long chafed under Confederation rule looked to Earth with new hope. Humanity, once dismissed as primitive, now stood as a beacon of innovation and a catalyst for change. The cosmic chess game had ended not in checkmate, but in a new configuration of the board itself. As ships from 100 worlds converged on Earth for the first summit of the Interstellar Alliance, the Silent Sentinel stood watch. Hidden guardian no longer, but a symbol of humanity's promise to the galaxy. In classrooms and forums across Earth, people debated the ethics of the long deception and the responsibilities that came with their new role in the galaxy. But one thing was clear: humanity had secured its place among the stars, not through conquest, but through ingenuity, unity, and the unwavering spirit of exploration that had always defined their species. As the first teams of human and alien scientists began collaborative projects, as diplomats forged new alliances, and as the people of Earth looked to the stars with new wonder, the silent sentinel kept its vigil, a testament to human perseverance, a guardian of hard-won peace, and a promise of a future limited only by the boundless imagination of life throughout the cosmos. The end of one chapter had become the prologue to humanity's greatest adventure. The stars, once distant and foreboding, now beckoned with endless possibilities. And humanity, eyes wide open, arms outstretched, took its first bold steps into a larger universe, not as conquerors, not as subjects, but as architects of their own cosmic destiny.